Okay, here we go. So
Okay.
these are the people that wrote in at the Patreon, patreon.com/Christy Comedy. Ooh, Pimp's converting the meeting. He's been filming us in audio that we haven't even known. Okay, so here we go. This is from Super Spreader 69. Thank you for your support. Fuck, marry, kill. Ari?
Yeah.
Hitler, Putin, Kobe.
Hitler, Putin, fuck, marry, or kill. Okay.
Jesus. All right. This Friday, I am at the Moore Theater in Seattle, and then Saturday at Revolutionary Hall in Portland, Oregon. Go to christdcomedy.com for tickets. March 25th, the Wynn Las Vegas. April 8th, the Egyptian Room in Indianapolis. April 9th, Denver, Colorado. April 16th, the Wall Street Theater in Norwalk, Connecticut. christdcomedy.com for Tiki Wikis, baby. Go, and please go to youtube.com/ChristyComedy. Like and subscribe, because guess what? My special, my Special Weshy, my comedy Special Weshy is coming out on YouTube April 6th, everybody. April 6th. Like and subscribe. Special Weshy coming out at youtube.com/ChristyComedy. And, of course, patreon.com/ChristyComedy. There will be behind-the-scenes footage and a second special only at Patreon. So thank you for the love and support. I love cock.
Yeah,
Where did he come from? The Lower East Side, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I got it done.
All right.
And then you pass a cop and you got to lower the mic because, like,
I know. Well,
can
can they pull you over for podcasting?
I don't know. It's like I'm not texting.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, I mean, look, who knows, man? Look, we just got right into it. That's the first. Listen, you're like, I know who that voice is off camera. Absolutely. Because we said, me and Pimp were sitting here, we're talking. We said, where the world is going. Welcome to the Chrissy CHAOS podcast. We said, where is the world going? And Pimp said, well, you know, Ukraine, Russia is big. They said we should get somebody like President Zelensky. I said, do I know a Jewish comedian?
Is Zelensky president? Is he Jewish?
Well, so President Zelensky of the Ukraine, there's three things about him.
Zelensburg?
Two things are confirmed. One thing we're not sure about, and I thought it fit right for you.
Yeah.
Is we said the two things that are confirmed is President Zelensky, the president of Ukraine, is a Jewish comedian. The thing that's kind of we're not sure about, this rumors about him, is he pro-Nazi, which is also a rumor about you. Are you a Jewish comedian that actually supports the Nazis?
Listen, they had a lot of great ideas. You can't bash the Volkswagen. You know, it's quality. So good things did come out of the Nazi party.
Right.
So if you're not willing to face that, then I can't trust your opinion on any of it.
And look at this. We're like a new age sitcom. I'm the German guard and the Nazi. I'm the Nazi and he's the Jew.
Do you ever play when you were little? Do you ever play Punch Buggy Blue?
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Hitler, for that game.
That's what it is. Yeah. There you go. Also, the little nursery rhyme you may sing to your kids: ashes, ashes, they all fall down. You sang that kid a lot. That's a Nazi Holocaust song.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
It's pretty dark.
It's dead on. It's dead on.
But yeah, no, they are saying that President Zelensky of the Ukraine. They are saying there is rumors going around now of Ukraine, not the Ukraine. That they are saying that Russia is denazifying Ukraine, and that really we're the ones, the West is the ones that doesn't understand what Russia is actually the good guys, because there's Nazism in Ukraine, and they're trying to get it out, because really the mortal enemy of Russia has always been Nazism, has always been Nazis.
Interesting.
They hate them actually more than the United States, because a lot of people believe the United States, we just took in the Nazis. We just brought Nazism here.
Only the scientists.
Yeah.
If we could use you, we'll make some where
Russia didn't take any of them in. Russia would not, they hated them.
Because they hate Nazis.
They hate Nazis. And you know what's another scary thing that we kind of looked at, that we've been discovering is, little subtleties are starting to happen with what's going on with the war now, with Russia-Ukraine wars. These little subtleties in foreign policy are starting to happen. One thing is, for a long time since World War II, under the peace treaties, Germany and Japan, no army. Well, now they can start building their army. Biden is allowing Germany and Japan to build up their army.
Listen, Japan I'm fine with. Germany's got a record, dude.
Yeah, you can't have them.
Come on.
You can't have them.
10 years away from right back where we were.
Yes. Now, what are you going to do? What are we?
There's already sleepaway camps all over the United States. You don't think they're going to use those?
It's so easy, dude.
Oh.
And they're going to get in here quick.
Because they're always like, German's great. Spritzel and shit like that.
Hold
and then
out.
Suddenly, we're on trains.
That's it, dude. Now, what are you going to do? I think the question everyone's asking, what are you going to do if the Nazis do take over New York, let's say, and then we start the concentration camps again, and you are in a concentration camp with Michael Rappaport. What are you going to do?
Okay, well, that's a good question. I think I stick to my own side. It might be one of those things like, the Aryan Nation and stuff in prison. So we'll have like breakdowns of that in the Jewish camps.
Little subcategories,
Or formerly Orthodox Jews. Jews who need black people to like them, like him, at all costs, would even get married to one just so he could say, look, I'm fine with black people.
Right.
Things like that. So we'll have different factions, absolutely. And then there'll be gang wars.
Gang wars. Has anything, because the last time you were on our show, because by the way, stick around to the end of the show. If you go to patreon.com/Christy Comedy, be a part of the Patreon, join it. We have plenty of videos there.
Join it.
Join the Patreon.
Join it.
But now at the end of this episode, we are going to ask Ari Shaffir questions that Patreon members wrote, and some of them are good and some of them get dicey, and we're going to ask him anyway, and then if Ari doesn't want it, we'll edit it out. Or we'll edit it out, but then put the thing that he wanted it out on the Patreon.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's how it rolls.
Absolutely.
Patreon is no holds bar. We say whatever we want.
What is it? Patreon.com/what?
Chris D Comedy.
Chris D Comedy.
Yeah, patreon.com/Chris D Comedy. What
does the D stand for?
Distefano?
These nuts.
These nuts stands for denazify. But dude, so with the Rappaport stuff, everything, because a lot of people are asking the questions, but everything is good now. It's just blown over. You think?
It was already blown over. He's like,
who cares, right?
Weirdo. He's just like he's a crazy person. You don't want him in your life.
Well, I know, dude. Because
it's like trying to read. There was this video of this Asian guy. Like the good cop where he gives shoes to a homeless guy.
Yeah.
Some Asian shop owner did that with a coat. Black dude, homeless guy on the street. He was like, let me give him a coat. Gives him a coat. The guy wakes up and just starts beating on the Asian dude.
Yeah.
And then the mayor had to be like, listen, don't not be charitable just because of this video.
Yeah.
What he was doing was right. I'm sorry about mental illness.
Right.
But like, he made a mistake. You don't want to be around mental, and he wasn't want to reason with that guy. Like,
no,
hey, why would you beat me up? I gave you a coat.
Bro,
like, you don't want Rappaport anywhere near you in your life.
Well, I know, because speaking of homelessness, there's a serial killer going around New York City and Washington, D.C. right now that's killing specifically homeless people. He only killed...
He's taking the Acela?
Yeah, he said, yeah.
He's only going from New York to D.C.?
Yes.
Oh, my God. He's leaving out Baltimore and Philly?
Pull up the video of him, Pimp. It kind of looks like...
There's a video of him?
There's a video of him shooting this guy, and pull up...
That's one of two serial killers we have right now in New York.
What's the second one?
What's the second one?
There's this old woman who finally got caught. She's been serial killing...
The transgender woman who's also homeless. Yep, there's a transgender woman serial killer. And then
is there anything that transgender people aren't dominating? It's like there's never been a fucking good serial killer, so suddenly there's a woman who comes in and was like changing the game, setting all sorts of records. Asterisks. We need asterisks.
Yeah, dude, this guy who's the homeless man serial killer, he looks like good friend of the show, Sergio Chacon, a little bit. I thought it was Sergio moonlighting, but it's actually pretty like...
They have a video of him, they can't
dude,
get him?
He like wakes up this homeless guy sleeping in a cardboard box and shoots him twice in the head and walks away.
That's like, what was that movie with Tupac? And they fucked with the homeless guy in that one. It was about basketball, I think. It could have been Juice. And they fuck with some homeless guy because the homeless guy says something to him and he fucking shoots him or kills him in the head. Stabs him, something like that. It was a long time ago.
The thing is like killing. Look, see, look. See, it's Sergio Chacon.
Going both ways.
Yeah.
Wakes him up,
and then
that is Sergio Chacon.
That is Sergio Chacon right there. And then gives him two. And then I actually have the video.
They cut it out?
I have the video from a cop friend. Like
Jesus.
I have the real foot. I don't know if we're allowed to show it though. Like
I probably wouldn't.
He sent it to me like he sent it to me like from the precinct. Like I have the footage.
That's scary because I often get drunk and just sleep on the street.
Dude, have you ever fallen asleep outside in public for real?
Yeah.
Really?
There was a Skippy Simon's birthday party in L.A. at Brass Monkey karaoke bar, and I went outside. You know when you're drunk and you went out. Do you ever smoke cigarettes?
Yeah.
Okay. So I went outside. I'm like, let me get some fresh air. And while I'm out there, because I need to breathe, I'm getting drunk. I'm like, well, let me smoke a cigarette. I'm outside, that's the opposite of fresh air.
Right.
So then, as soon as I start spinning,
right,
I had to go around the corner in the alley. I just started barfing and then passed out.
Wow.
Early in the morning, somebody came out for the back door.
Right.
And I just saw her go, ugh. I looked up. I opened my eyes. I looked. There's barf a foot and a half from my head. And I'm still drunk. And I'm like, this looks like I'm a normal person. She's like, ugh. And then she just like steps over the bar to me. I'm like, that's what it looks like. And then it's like that's from her point of view. She's like, I'm not gonna try to reason with this guy.
Yeah.
He's a lunatic.
Yeah, no.
It was disgusting.
I don't normally get blackout drunk anymore, but I got blackout drunk in Nashville. Thank
Nice.
you, everyone who came to the Ryman Auditorium with this guy, Jelly Roll. Do you know Jelly Roll? Have you seen him? Andrew Schultz did a music video with him. He's like a Nashville rapper. Kind of guy. He's got tattoos on his face. Bro, this guy, Jelly Roll, he must have done, this is a genuine figure. I might be lowballing it.
Yeah.
In one night, 50 shots, 50 shots.
What?
And was still standing, like didn't even feel drunk. It's insane. I did maybe 10 of them.
10 shots?
Yeah, throughout 5-6 hours. But it was one of those things where I was like, my brain turned off. And then I woke up in my hotel room and I didn't know, like, it's kind of like scary when you're 37 years old where you're like, what could have happened? What could have possibly happened? And then I called all these people and I'm like, holy shit. Cause like, you just want it, did I tweet a slur? Like, what did I do?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
possible. Anything's possible.
Because that's the first thing I did is I looked at my Twitter and for some reason.
Oh yeah, that's smart. Right away, like let me delete anything that's happening.
Right,
Just
yeah.
without even looking at it. Like, did I tweet between the hours of 10 p.m. last night and now? Just delete it and figure it out later.
Yeah, because I might have tweeted something crazy like Putin 2024. Like some shit, you know? Okay, here we go. Serial killer 83 eyed in case of dismembered body found in Brooklyn. So TT Jerry.
She's dismembering?
Yes. This happened in Brooklyn.
That's your lady.
No.
Isn't that your wife?
Seriously, it does look like her. Jazz. I mean, yeah. Well, Jazz, you know, she's so.
Isn't that the lady who's on the show all the time?
No, that's TT Jerry. Well, she looks like
she looks like TT Jerry.
She looks like TT Jerry, but TT Jerry said, because this happened in the Brooklyn, TT Jerry said she's known about this person for a long time, but because she was only killing and dismembering homeless people, and TT Jerry was homeless for some point, like nobody ever spoke about her. Said, but when she saw her face, she was like, oh no. This is like a known person that she was in prison for a long time. And then she got out and started killing people again. But like everybody knows who this is. TT Jerry has told me there's many homeless people, serial killers, but the police do not care.
Listen, honestly, I get it. But like if you're gonna kill somebody, if you have the urge, yeah, homeless people.
It's
everyone's had this thought of like, I wish they would just go away.
Yeah. And I'm surprised, like when I saw like the tent cities, like in LA, when we were in LA, I was thinking like, what is stopping someone from literally just coming down there with like one of those fire guns and just lighting them all on fire? Like what? I'm surprised.
On the next episode of Chrissy CHAOS Patreon, we light homeless cities on fire.
But you got to stay to the end. Stay to the end.
Yeah, we get that fire gun from.
No, I'm not saying I would ever do that. But I was just saying like there are people out there that like.
Yeah, what's to stop them? No one would care
this guy's
enough.
a vigil. I guarantee you, the guy who's killing these homeless people is thinking in his mind, I'm doing this because we've lost our cities. We've given our cities to the liberal.
I wonder if it's that or just a Dexter thing where he's like, I have to kill.
No
one will miss these.
Nobody.
That or he's inspired by the Marvel movies. He's Batman.
Batman.
You could think he's Batman.
And
Dude,
then
imagine
Batman killed homeless people?
Yeah.
He should have.
He should have.
I was thinking the other day, because he's just got shit on so much for like leaving the city in dismay. It might be Bill de Blasio just going around there shooting the homeless
like,
one by one.
See what's happening now that I'm gone?
Yeah. Just doing. Well, dude, I think, okay, so this is the conspiracy things are getting to a point now where you're like, huh. So Full Send podcast, great podcast. I'd love to be on.
Get them all. Full send. Get
Full
them on.
send. Get them on.
Chrissy CHAOS combo.
The Nelk boys. They put out a podcast last week on
that
YouTube
the Trump one?
with Trump.
Wow.
And then it got 10 million views in one day, and then which is a lot more than Chrissy CHAOS gets. But we're working hard. And then they ripped it down, and now you can only see that Full Send podcast. Me and Pimp watched the full video. Pimp had sent it to me
on what?
On Rumble.
Oh, Rumble doesn't give a shit.
Rumble doesn't give a shit. Rumble is like the anti-thing, but there's anti-Twitter, like they're pro-free speech.
All those guys do pro-free speech. It's like, but most guys aren't on the line most of the time.
Right, yeah.
Even me and you who are on the line, most of the time we're just doing jokes about flowers.
Whatever it is.
So it's like,
we watched this Trump thing, and we were like, yo, there was
nice set. What a better set than you have.
I know, dude. I know. Should we get the mics with the arms now? You think like, but
I like this, but it does look janky.
Yeah. But we really
Trump
believe
would not hold his own mic. If he came in, you'd have to
no
have
chance,
the
right?
arm mics.
I would have somebody hold it for him. I'd have Delilah the whole time. You know? We really believe
I thought TT Jerry was your wife. That's what I didn't understand. I thought that's who you were married to.
In a better world, she would be.
Okay.
Honestly, it'd be more fun. My life would be easier if TT Jerry was my life. I'm telling you, if I was married to a transgender person, it'd be easier than fucking what I'm in now.
Yeah. Okay, so back to there.
Yeah. So we think, me, Pimp, and Jasmine actually said this independently, we think that somebody from YouTube probably is invested in Rumble and took it down to make this whole big thing. Oh, look at how YouTube censor, and then put it right on Rumble, because there's no reason YouTube had to take this down. The only thing it does is cause a story and is good for Rumble. So do you think that's possible? In the high-ups, a big investor in YouTube is also a big investor in Rumble?
OnlyFans, where OnlyFans goes, hey, we're pulling down porn from our site. And everyone's like, porn made your site into what it is. OnlyFans started as porn and then became everybody regular. How dare you? And they go, oh, okay, fine, we'll leave up porn. And I'm like, oh, that's just an ad.
That's all that was.
The story was like, hey, by the way, we have porn.
Well, that's why I believe, too, even though, comics always on comic side, I believe the Pete Davidson, Kanye West stuff, all this stuff, again, I don't know the intricacies of it. It feels like it's an ad. It's going to gear up for something big.
What you don't know is, what I do know, because I'm friends with Pete, is that this is a misdirect story. Pete Davidson is actually dating Kanye West.
Got it. We knew that there was something there.
And it's like people are focused on Kim Kardashian and that chick from the Sandler movie. And they're not focusing on the reality, which is Kanye West. I don't know if he's plugging Pete or Pete's plugging him. I would assume he's plugging Pete.
Well, I would plug Pete too, because, no, because all we've heard is how big Pete's penis is. I would rather be plugged by him because his ass is a little bony. Kanye's got a nice fat ass, so you'd want to bang Kanye.
You want more cushion to get in there.
100%. But I think they complement each other. But it is very interesting what's going on with this, because a lot of people, I looked at some of the comments, a lot of people are saying like, this has got to be an ad for something bigger, whether it's a Kardashian season, whether Kanye's album, Pete's got to move, whatever it is, because it almost feels like now, with how big these things have gone and other things similar to this, like too much money's involved. Too many companies want to get involved. You know what I mean?
People like promoting, and they use, I don't think any of those celebrities ever have a real relationship.
I think it's difficult too.
Of the other celebrities they date, they find one that they might like more than another.
Right.
But they're all just products.
They're
just their publicist says this will be good for you. I mean, can you imagine going on a date with somebody and then consulting with your reps and going, what do you think? Is this a good idea?
I mean,
and that's what they do. They all do it. It's a worst life. I'm so glad I got out of LA.
But Kanye seems mental. Like, I feel like Kanye.
Of course he's mental. He's one of the greatest artists in history.
Look at Ari's hair. Ari's fucking mental.
That's right, bro. I'll come at you.
Ari is my Kanye. Ari's Kanye and whiteface.
That's right.
White Kanye.
Yo, Ari is the white Kanye, is he not? Just a genius fucking nut job. Misunderstood. I would love to see I would love to do the thing. Ari's a genius. Ari's our Kanye, and then just pull up Ari's tweets. and then just be like, oh my God. Just that documentary, just watch it get shit on.
But this text does feel fake. I'm in bed with your wife. It's just so.
And who's throwing? Oh, that's Pete's, right?
Pete's,
right.
Blue.
Right. Well, it's just a thing that is we don't understand, because in the text it says, hey, like, I want to keep everything private, mental health, but then it's posted.
Wouldn't he block Kanye at some point? Just be like, hey, man, I'm not interested in having.
I think he was texting from Kim's number.
Can you please take a second and calm down? It's 8 a.m. and it don't gotta be like this. Kim is literally the best mother I've ever met. What? More than his own? What she does for those kids is amazing, and you are so effing lucky that she's your kid's mom. You missed an apostrophe. Kids.
I know.
Yeah. I've decided I'm not going to let you treat us this way anymore, and I'm done being quiet. Grow the fuck up. Oh, using profanity? Where are you right now?
In bed with your
wife.
Which, and you wonder, like,
she's the
would
best
Kim
mother.
have pillows like that?
Also,
I think she'd have.
Yeah, that's right. Maybe it's his own.
Yeah.
Can I see the picture again?
That'd be even crazier.
Here's the picture.
Let's see.
Yeah, that could be his.
Yeah? Because I feel like she'd have some more silky kind of. I don't know, though. I do like his chain.
Yeah, his chain's not bad.
I don't know. I could see both sides. I feel bad for Kanye.
There's no way Kim Kardashian is one of the best mothers. There's just zero chance. Isn't it interesting? One of the best moms came to fame by fucking showing her pussy getting penetrated. Oh, no, what a great mother.
In fairness,
a great leader to her children.
In fairness, man, like there were no cameras when our mothers were Kim's age.
Good point.
I don't know if what my mom she did.
I'll take it all back.
Because I grew up in a relatively nice house. I never knew where my mom got her money from.
But big enough bedrooms where you could have had multiple angles.
Yes.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. And I don't.
Yeah.
And there was
No
always a mirror
cameras.
on the ceiling. I never knew why.
Yeah, and I'm most likely going to marry a girl with an OnlyFans. Like, it's inevitable.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
you're at an age where you're most likely going to marry a girl with OnlyFans. And the thing is also sexting. Like your girl, whoever your wife is, has probably sent her body out to numerous men because that's just, and it's not even like, oh, slut, or it's just, this is the way of the world now. Like they said, the rate of teen pregnancy is going up so much because now, when you and I are in a relationship, if we start texting, we're saying things that we would never say to each other in person. We're advancing the relationship so quick, and before we even meet, a lot of times people have already seen their privates.
We're gonna fuck when we see each other.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Where like that, normally you'd have to get to know a person. You miss a lot of red flags. So that's a thing now.
And then this came out the other day.
1 in 5 people considering OnlyFans to afford living in New York City as rent skyrocket. TT Jerry yesterday asked me how I can do an OnlyFans.
Why wouldn't they?
I said you should do it immediately.
That's the crazy thing. In China, there's a lot of hookers. They don't have pimps are illegal in China.
Pimps are illegal in China?
Sorry, no offense.
Sorry, buddy.
Damn.
Sorry.
Damn, thank God we don't do the pod in China.
It could be any pimp. It might be any pimp.
Well, for this,
I don't know.
So if we move to China, instead of making a pimp, it would just have to be homeless.
Homeless, yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah,
and then,
yeah.
dude,
And
you
then
should
would
be
get
careful with your
disappeared
name.
as a homeless.
Bro, I'm
They
actually
don't
a
like
little
homeless either. Only in Beijing.
I'm actually a little worried now, bro. Is this serial killer going to come after you just off the name?
Shit.
He might get screwed. Dude,
Watch
do
your
not
back.
sleep outside, bro.
Thank God I'm sleeping here.
Yeah, I know. I know. Yeah, he's sleeping over tonight.
Is he really?
Yeah, dude.
Is he
I have a
Andrew
revolving.
Collins?
I have a revolving group of guests in that guest room. It's homeless pimp, TT Jerry, and my dad.
Why are you sleeping here tonight?
Because we got to edit my. I got my comedy
all
specials
that.
coming
How'd
out
it go?
April 6th, baby.
How was the taping? I'll talk to you
It was
later.
great. No, it was good at the Gramercy Theater. So that's going to come out April 6th. We're going to.
Did you get the idea of doing the Gramercy from doing my storytelling show there?
Yes, when we were there, I was like, because we had filmed it at New York Comedy Club, and which was great too, and that's going to be the album. But we were like, oh, does the special need to look bigger? You know what I mean? Does it need to look grander?
Yeah.
So we got the Gramercy, and Pimp shot an excellent job, and his crew, and so we're editing it. We got to edit that today and tomorrow, and then we're going to do Tom Segura's podcast next week, which is coming out April 6th, and we're going to launch it on the back of the Segura pod. By the way, fans, Ari Shaffir did help out. We did get a response from Joe Rogan, who said that he has no room really till May, but we might. So it feels like it's just kicking the ball, and we may never get on. But it is a fun thing to do.
It's in the queue now.
With the fans,
It's at least in the queue.
Because the fans are like, you're never gonna get a Rogan, you piece of shit.
He hates homeless people. You
I
gotta
know,
separate
that's what it
yourself
is.
from this fucking
My fans
anchor.
they'll be like, you're the only fucking one that never got on Rogan, you dummy. And it is starting to feel like that now. Where I'm like, I am kind of the only one out of the group of guys. Me and Sam Morrill, we feel like we're the only. Oh, Soder.
Soder.
How does Soder never got on?
What the fuck?
I don't know.
She just flat out just never happens.
Couldn't get him on.
Wow.
Interesting.
I mean, I know all the normal funny comics in New York, and it's like trying to introduce. I'm the bridge,
You are the bridge.
and it's like sometimes it's just like whatever.
Yeah,
Now,
I get it. That's he has no liability to
I
do
read
that.
a bunch of rumors he's gonna have Trump on this week. Is that?
Oh yeah,
real?
that's what we're hearing.
This week,
Yes. Well, a Trump bot account tweeted, "Hey, gonna do it."
I mean, I would love it.
I
would love it. As someone who doesn't care at all about politics, it would be interesting. Not only just to hear what he has to say, to get a guy who's a normal interviewer go, whoa, sorry, can you explain that to me?
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense to me.
Right.
You're speaking in political speak. Say that normally.
Say it normally. Yeah.
Call him on a shit, and also just be like someone who's not trying to attack him or support him. I just want to. That'd be a great interview.
Great interview. Well,
I mean, the Marin interview with Obama was an interesting interview. As a president, and you're like, let me hear what it is.
I would like to see Trump on. I'd also like to see. I know he would never do it, and maybe he's coming out in the news a little bit, but I would love to see Dr. Fauci on there. I would love Rogan to just ask questions, be like, because like I feel
Joe has questions for him.
if we lived in because I don't think Joe Rogan would attack Fauci either. Would just say, hey, some people say you're up to this. Can you just explain why you're not? And then
exactly. Explain to me this because this doesn't make sense to me.
Because if you're
why
saying
are you not sharing this information about Pfizer stuff? Why are you not
just
explain it,
answer the questions.
Right.
Because my thing was like, if you really cared about the pandemic ending, you would know what we know. Yeah. CNN and Fox News get 1 million at most, 1 million. Rogan gets 12 million on a shitty episode. So if he's getting upwards, if Fauci went on, he might get 50 million.
Those social dilemma guys.
Yeah.
Social experiment. What was it called? Social Dilemma. They went on there, and Joe was like, they were talking about all this crazy stuff, and Joe's like, it's a social credit score, and they're like, see, this is what the media does to you. It makes you think of the worst possible case scenario. So that's what's happening to you right now.
Yeah.
And he goes, have you thought about going to Congress for this? And they go, yeah, for sure, but also, this is a better way to get the word out to the people.
Yes,
than
exactly.
Going to Congress.
Yeah, no, so that's what I'm saying. The powers that be know that. So like, if I was President Biden, I would want to go on the biggest platform. But the fact that they don't just makes me then start to think about what are they hiding? Because if you said this is the biggest platform, why not go there? I don't understand why they wouldn't.
Netflix used to do. The Netflix used to be this place that you would go to see stand-up comedy like 4 or 5 years ago. And it was like they would go on Rogan's podcast. That's the best way to promote your special.
Yeah. And now, you know, it's one of those things where it doesn't feel that way anymore. Like even President Zelensky, I would just fucking go on Rogan.
Interesting.
Go on Putin, go on Rogan.
Yeah, go on Rogan.
Oh my God.
Like Zelensky and Putin could sit down on Rogan.
I'd love for Rogan to talk to Putin about the Comedy Store.
Oh my God, it'd be great if they just got it. Like, you smoke this? He goes, okay, I just smoke it.
He goes, yeah.
We have serious mushrooms in Russia.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, well, what Trump was saying. What
was he saying on there? Yeah.
So two actually interesting things have happened. I think. What did you send it to me, or maybe it was my boy? Maybe see, I got Pimp. Who represents Pimp, and I are in the center. We're like,
we see home, but doesn't always use it. Pimp.
Yeah. Yes, yeah. Exactly. Has on that, guest room pimp. Guest room pimp, he's in the center. We're both in the center, and we kind of try to see it both ways. But then we have another person on our show, Venetia, who's pretty left. And then my friends from home are as far to the right as you can be. Yeah. Like far to the right, like said wild shit.
Yeah.
So it's nice to like talk to everybody. But Trump said, on the podcast, and Trevor Noah said this. Trevor Noah actually, and I couldn't figure out if it was satire or not.
Right.
Maybe pull up Trevor Noah
like
defending Trump.
These days,
I couldn't figure out if this was satire, but Trump said, Trevor Noah said, if Trump was president, Putin wouldn't be acting the way he's acting because Trump is as crazy as Putin, and Trump would do wild shit.
Trump said that?
No, Trevor Noah said that about Trump, saying, Google Trevor Noah. No, not Nelk Boys. Trevor Noah, Trump defends Trump.
Yeah,
Trevor Noah defends Trump because maybe Saudi Arabia put it up. Trevor Noah rips Biden over Saudi. Go do.
That's good. They finally.
Yeah, he rips it, and then he plays. There's this clip that came out where Trump. Trevor Noah's doing his Donald Trump impersonation, but it's kind of like, it's 7 minutes. Yeah, what I saw was like a 30-second clip. Basically, in a nutshell, Trevor Noah says, if Trump was president, we wouldn't be in the situation we're in right now with all these things. And he said, I have to admit that. I don't know if it was satire, but a lot of the fans on Twitter, a lot of the people on Twitter were like, yeah, like, don't you see now? Like, even though you guys were attacking Trump for, stupid shit he did, but like he was trying, because a lot of people.
The problem is that they trying to make Trump or Biden, left or right, 100% good and 100% bad.
You can't do it.
And it's kind of retarded because like, not everybody's good. It's like I started doing this thing. I'm like, I don't care about politics at all, like at all. Right. I get drawn into it sometimes in arguments. Right. But I'm like, if you can't name me 3 things that Trump did good, then we can't even talk.
Yeah,
you have to be able to admit 3 of the hundreds of bills that's passed.
Right.
Can you name me 3 that are good?
Yeah.
And they're like, nothing. I'm like, all right, well then what's the point of even talking?
Yeah, we talk about it too. Like, not everyone's all good, not everyone's all bad.
Yeah.
Like we've said it many times on the podcast. Like, Hitler was the worst guy in history, but he was also loved animals and was a vegetarian.
Yeah, loved getting his chest shit on during sex.
I love
these
it.
Are awesome things.
Martin Luther King was probably arguably one of the best guys.
Crushed white pussy.
Used to fucking cheat on his wife left and right.
Loved
it. Gandhi had a 12-year-old bride. So it's like, you know what I mean?
Love those things.
Everybody's got some shit.
Love the social equality stuff, but love the 12-year-old brides. Love the fucking what he did to the Jews.
Here we go. Here's what Trevor Noah said. He said, no one was ever ignoring Donald Trump's calls because if you ignored Donald Trump's calls, you didn't know how he would respond. Maybe he'd send an angry tweet, or maybe he'd just like ban your country from everything. You don't know. That's why I bet in these situations, Biden wishes that he could hire Trump to step in as a president wild card. Just keep everyone on their toes, because if Trump was calling, you best believe the UAE, they'd be racing to pick up the phone.
That's funny.
So I think, what he's saying was, it's probably...
He has a point, but he's using jokes to make his point.
Right, which is what a comedian should do. I'd like to see more of Trevor Noah doing that.
Yeah,
which is good
for 4 years.
Yeah. So that'd be great if he could just do that, because then you're like, okay, great. But it is one of those things where you're starting to realize now where it's like, I don't care what you say. Again, I'm not political really either, but I don't care what you say. You can't feel safe when you hear Biden talk, he is a weak, fragile old man. So I know that the president doesn't make all the calls. I get that, but like as dumb as Trump was, at least when you listen to the podcast, can form full sentences. You know, whether he's saying stupid or not, at least you're like, oh, this guy seems like he's still like in shape and not going to die any second.
And that was so funny. During the interview, they interrupted and they said, you know, the media says you're so ugly and you look disgusting. You look great.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I know. Well, those guys are like,
They're funny.
They're really funny, and they were like, we are pro
They just
Trump.
got launched.
Well, they're so big.
One of them is black too, right? And that's the story is like you can't be black and like Trump, and that guy
and that kid was black. Yeah, so yeah, man. But I don't know.
I don't know. I really don't care about.
I don't care either.
All.
I don't care either, because it's like if World War III is going to happen, then it's going to fucking happen.
Also, I don't believe in this World War III stuff. I feel like I've seen so many lies from the media for the last 5-6 years, from politics to COVID to all of it, like straight up like mistellings of the truth to make you believe stuff that's not quite real. Not full lies, but like if they're like, I went to Chrissy's house and he wasn't even there to open the door. It's like, yeah, his wife opened the door. You're making it seem like it's not a lie, but you're making it seem like yeah. So like so much that I'm like, I think this is just a basic skirmish.
Yeah,
in Ukraine. I honestly don't even think. Why is it World War III? It's just a country invading a country. We do it all the time.
Yeah,
plenty of countries do it all the time.
Well, we think too when COVID started to lose money in the news because nobody cares about it anymore. They're like, well, we need something else to talk about. Let's fucking they might have been.
Yeah, I really don't know. I talked to a guy from
Ukraine.
No.
Georgia.
One of the
Philly?
Arab countries, the worst one. It's the most
poor
the
one. Fucking biggest piece of shit one. Yemen. What's the shittiest one?
And he was from there. And I was like, how's the war? You have family there? Just talking to him. It was back when I used to sit up front, when I was a good person.
Yeah.
And he goes, yeah, it's fine. I'm like, the war's not like, I heard there's bombings every day. He goes, oh, that's in the capital. Anywhere outside, it's fine. That's not a real story.
Really?
That's like you hear about the murders in Chicago. Like, oh, you live in America. Aren't there murders everywhere? I'm like, oh, that's the south side of Chicago.
Yeah, like
even if you live in the north side, you're fine. Like,
you're fine, yeah.
It's like, oh, but I was told Yemen is just straight up bombs everywhere you go. Goes, no.
I remember being a kid and thinking like, or whatever, teens, thinking like if you went to Israel, you would be killed in a bombing.
Exactly.
And it's like that. No, it's like a fully functioning city like New York, Tel Aviv.
Now, how do you feel about the media in New York? I don't feel too safe.
Oh, yeah, I love it. You don't feel safe?
I don't feel too safe, no.
I feel completely safe. You're watching the news too much. I see some homeless people out there for sure.
I was more basing off my street photography. I did like 6 hours, and there was just gangs of homeless people screaming at imaginary people, like causing a scene.
But did any of them try to hurt you?
No, one of them just had a wooden plank and was just smashing the telephone. I mean,
yeah. So I used to have this homeless guy sleeping in front of my car in L.A. and I at first it was like this carport right on Sunset, and I was like mad. I was like, my instinct was like, hey, you get the fuck out of there. And then it hit me like, oh, I've slept fucked up before, and I'm like, there's a small space in between the car and the wall, with less wind. Yeah, and I'm like, why do I really care?
Right.
He's not doing anything, man. I don't have kids around. Why do I really care? Right. And so then I'm like, I'm just gonna not disturb this guy. And we made eye contact, and the nonverbal deal was, you don't ask for money, you don't bug me, sleep there all you want. Right. The nonverbal deal. One time, some other homeless guy was there, and he goes, hey man, can I get $1? And that guy kind of looked at him like, stop. Like, we have a nonverbal deal here. Right. Just, like a neighbor's dog. Like, no, he gives me treats. You're just visiting.
Here we go. Bring it on in. No. I can't get up. Just come in. Why can't you get up? Ari, I asked... yes, I asked Ari, because I'm not doing Jazzy's fitness plan on Jazzy Method Patreon. I asked Ari what he wanted for food, and he said a egg over easy with celery... Over medium with a celery sliced into 3 even pieces. And that's what he got. And she also added tomatoes. And by the way,
because he needed some color.
Why? Yeah, because she does. I thought you don't see color.
Oh, wow.
Wow, look at that. There it is. So we got that. We got some pink Himalayan sea. Oh, we got a little. No, Ari's not happy. You should have made a little yarmulke. So we got Ari eating his eggs and celery, prepared by Jasmine, aka Vinny. So while he's eating, I'll tell you guys that. Oh, nice. Are you making a little? What are you making?
I'm gonna see if they're even pieces.
Oh yeah, good. And if they're not, you can hit her. The only thing is she hits back.
I assumed you're Italian.
Yeah. What's this? She just threw that to me.
These are very even. Oh, that's great.
She threw that to me. There you go.
These are very even.
There it is. Good.
They're very even.
Good. See, she doesn't mess around. But that's the thing. It's like, like, what do you think? You know what I mean? She listens. No, she would Jasmine out. She actually hit me last night.
Really?
Yeah, it's whatever. It's part of it. I know. I used to complain to my friends like, she hits. And it's like, who cares? It's better that way.
Harry's something for the listener-only podcast fans.
Yeah. Oh my God. There's people that are probably gonna. I swear to pause that and jerk off to that.
Oh.
There's people that would 100% jerk off to just the sounds of chewing. Do you now? Speaking of jerking off, you got a
I have jerked off. You're right. I'm the guy to bring up with this.
but you got a vasectomy at
yeah.
how old were you?
40 something. 40.
And did you just wake up one day and said, "I can't do this anymore"?
No, I was thinking I got to get one, but I had a joke about it in my act and said I'm 8 minutes away from getting a vasectomy.
Yeah.
Talking about how much I hate kids.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I didn't want to rewrite the joke, so I waited till I did it in a special.
Yeah, I
And then I'm like, now what am I waiting for?
right.
I leave it in too much on fucking random trash.
So you do. So that's what I say. You don't feel any like you're just sort of like guilt free now.
Guilt free.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
whatever.
yeah. Blast, dude.
I love it.
Blast.
What
no
about?
worry.
But what about you could have just done it in the butt?
I also did that.
Right.
There's miracle cases.
You don't want children at all. Do you have a pet?
Yeah, a dog.
Okay.
It's great.
So
No,
you.
I see your child and I get nauseated.
No, I get it.
Yeah.
No, I get it, dude. Because you the sense of freedom you have is like it's like it can't be understated. How like you can do like you go to where did you go to Cambodia or something? Did she fuck it up?
No. She did great.
Did she really do good? Okay, good. Yeah. No, because she's
The
actually
soft yolk.
she's
God
an
damn,
excellent
dude.
cook.
Yeah,
She's
you should
an,
have kids with that chick.
I know, dude. I know. Well,
Wow.
I'm taking care of whoever the father of her children are. But you know, so if you're out there,
Hey, lady, take the salt right back because you made it perfect.
perfect, baby. She said you made it perfect.
There was no reason to bring the salt.
She's saying, "Do you want?" What are you saying?
the salt's an insult to yourself.
Saying, "Stop."
It was perfect.
Don't call him that. I thought. What did you say? Oh, you want coffee? I thought you were saying, "How is it, Jewy?" But you were saying, "Do you want
That's
coffee?"
so far off from what she said that it makes me think you're just imagining that all the time.
I know.
This is the best egg I've had in maybe a year.
Really,
Yeah.
she's great. Do you want coffee?
If you're making some, but if not,
Yeah.
don't worry about it.
Okay. Hey, Violet. Hey, guess
No.
what? Ari hates you because
Just
you're
black.
a child.
Wait, we can't say that.
Ari has a vasectomy and he hates kids, so he hates Violet. How does that make you feel?
I know, I'm just nauseated by her presence.
That's it. Just knows it. Doesn't she look a little bit like Vladimir Putin,
Let me
Violet?
see. Oh,
See,
yeah.
there's a little like
She got
a
that
little
Putin
Putin.
body. With
Yeah.
that, like, she's gonna fucking dose me.
You know, there's a lot of, you know, where we live on Staten Island, there's a lot of Hasidic Jewish people very, very, very close to where we live. And it's an interesting culture, the Hasidic Jews, because I've lived
is an
around them
interesting
so
culture.
much.
Yeah.
I've lived around them my whole life, very close to Williamsburg and now here on Staten Island. But I don't know anything. I've never even met or spoken to one Hasidic Jewish person. I would love to, but I feel
Try
like
this. Say,
you
hey,
can't.
do you know which directions? Ask basic directions, and you'll find them ignore you and walk right past you.
Even you, they will ignore you and walk right past you.
If I ask them on a Saturday, yeah. With me, they might be okay. If I'm with you, they might be less likely to talk to me.
Now, is it a fear or is it like because
we
they
have no need for you at all.
got it?
It's
We don't-
like you know when there's like a semi-homeless guy's like, hey man, you got the time? And you're like, no, get away.
Yeah, that's what it
It's
is.
not gonna go anywhere good.
Yeah.
Get away.
Yeah.
And they're like, why? I haven't done anything. Like, shut up, get out of here.
Yeah. They couldn't care less about us.
At all.
It's amazing. It's interesting though, because I always thought about it, because how much they like dislike non-Hasidic Jews. It's been amazing how they're more like they're not terrorists, they're not killers. Like they don't go out there and try to kill people.
They just want to be on their own.
They just want to be on their own and be left alone.
Uh-huh.
So then why do they live like why don't they just all go to a place where it's like just all, I guess in a way it is. They are a little country
They are.
inside.
The street signs are in Hebrew or Yiddish.
I guess that is true.
Yeah,
that is
they
true.
made a little place for themselves.
Yeah.
This is why the Holocaust started. They're like, why are you sticking to yourselves? And they're like, come on, leave me alone.
Yeah.
I don't want any trouble. Like, well, you're about to get a lot of trouble.
lot of trouble.
Most in history.
I know, dude. I know. We spoke to Moshe Kasher about, you know, he was a Hasidic Jew and then got out, and he was like,
Yeah,
yeah,
he was in and out.
He was like, it's nice to be out. Now, do you feel like when you got canceled for that, did you feel like a Hasidic Jew? Did you feel like nobody?
On my own.
Yes, you're on your own.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, to a degree.
How does it feel to be like canceled to that degree?
It wasn't the first time I've been canceled, but it was to that
That was
level.
a big one.
That
though.
was a big one.
Because I
That was my
remember
biggest
when we
one.
were at the Comedy Cellar when he had the Kobe tweet. I remember we were at the Comedy Cellar once, and I sat with you,
Yeah.
and you might get in trouble for sitting with me. That's what you said. That's how crazy it was.
Dude,
It was like
Reggie Conquest
Yeah.
and Monroe. I forget which one. I think it was Reggie. They called him a.
Yo, Athletic Greens, I seriously use this every day. I bring the packets with me on the road. I take one scoop when I'm at home. I put it in my water. Sometimes I put it in like my oatmeal. It blends good with food. And it literally, instead of taking all these vitamins, taking 1,000 pills, even though you know I love to swallow, Athletic Greens, it's in a shake, and then that's it, dude. You got your greens. Like, I feel like literally with as many salads as homeless pimps eat, eats, I might be getting more greens than him because of athletic greens. That's the thing. That's why I haven't eaten a vegetable in a year, because I'm just like athletic greens. But my poops are solid. My health is solid because athletic greens. Definitely eat your vegetables. I'm crazy. So what is athletic greens? If you're sitting here being like, what is this, Chrissy Wissy? So athletic greens is with one delicious scoop, and it is delicious, of athletic greens. You're absorbing 75 high-quality vitamins, minerals, whole foods, source superfoods, probiotics, and adaptogens to help you start your day right, okay? So I have an alarm on my phone that says take athletic greens. Well, I used to have an alarm on my phone that says take athletic greens, but it makes me feel so good that now I don't even need the alarm. I just take them because my brain is running smooth because of athletic greens. Athletic greens was created when the founder experienced a ton of gut health issues and ended up on a complicated supplement routine to recover. It cost him $100 a day. Then he created athletic greens, and after experiencing how difficult it was to create an optimal nutrition routine on your own, he just created athletic greens, and baby, the rest is history. It's got over 7,000 five-star reviews. It's recommended by professional athletes. I'm sure porn stars use it, everybody. And right now, I want to say something. Right now, it's time to reclaim your health and arm your immune system with convenient daily nutrition, especially heading into the flu and cold season. It is just one scoop in a cup of water every day. That's it. No need for a million different pills and supplements to look out for your health. Now, to make it easy, Athletic Greens is going to give you a free one-year supply of immune-supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. All you got to do is go to athleticgreens.com/chaos. Again, that is athleticgreens.com/chaos to take ownership over your health and pick up the ultimate daily nutritional insurance. KiwiCo, I've talked to you guys about this. My kids love using this. If you have children out there or you're just not pulling out, I would get KiwiCo. The activities, especially on like a snow day, oh my God. Sometimes as parents, we run into things to do with the kids, and I don't want them to just sit there and watch the tablet or watch the TV. KiwiCo is for kids of all ages, and I told you about it. Me and my kids made headphones the other day, and it's so much fun. It took like a good amount of time. We figured out, follow the instructions. We built it together. You know me, I don't know how to build anything. So the KiwiCo children's toys actually make me feel confident that I can build things too. And even if Sean the contractor is Violet's father, at least, I'm the stepfather and I know how to build stuff. Your child can get super cool hands-on science, art, and geography projects delivered to their door every month. So dude, I'm telling you that you're learning how to build stuff and you're learning stuff. It's like, it's a parent's dream, and I don't have to supervise it because the instructions are that easy. Gives the kids the tools to learn new skills, build new experiences, and make new connections to the broader world. KiwiCo does the legwork for you so you can spend quality time tackling projects together. There's something for kids of all ages. There's no commitment. You can pause or cancel anytime. I've had it now for 6 months, and I want more of it, actually. I get sad when we run out of KiwiCo projects. Now, step into spring and celebrate the season of discovery with a KiwiCo subscription right now, okay? Get 30% off your first month plus free shipping on any crate line with code CHAOS at KiwiCo.com. That's 30% off your first month at KIWICO.com, promo code CHAOS.
For opening for me.
Wow.
In the past.
Yeah.
They threw racial slurs at him because in the past he'd open for me.
Jeez.
Those Laker fans are morons.
So, but now it's all good. You could go back to LA right now and
nobody really cares. It's like,
nobody cares. But
some people do, but they're now there's like you don't have an emotion behind it.
Well, that's what I want. That's why I'm bringing it up, because this whole thing, like, you don't get to meet someone and talk to them that much who, like, you actually personally knew, who was like, pretty, for a moment in time, you would think canceled. Like, people were like texting like, oh my God, what is Ari going to do? He'll never come back to the business. He may kill himself, all these things. And then just 6 months later, it's like, I don't want to say it's not like anything happened, but it's like your life and everything is back.
Well,
so like it's like a crazy thing.
The fun thing is the non-fans will not be fans even harder.
Right.
So the people who like Michael Rappaport, what he'll do is he'll take it off me and my Twitter and say, oh, here's a comedian saying something. He'll just go, look, guys, here's a racist who said something, not knowing. I just make fun of dead celebrities
all day. Yeah.
So it's like it's a betrayal of comedy. If he was an actual comic, it'd be worse. But he's just trying.
Now, I have a question, because I'm sure Chris will get canceled at some point. What are your tips for being canceled?
Never respond.
Okay.
Worst thing I ever did was even explain that I have a series of jokes about dead celebrities to make fun of you guys.
Gas on the fire. Uh-oh. What do we got? Oh, Jazz. Oh, okay. There it is. Thank you. It's hot. Like you.
Why do I get up and fucking not you?
Oh, yeah. Jasmine wants me to get a vasectomy.
Oh, it's easy.
He got kids. That's it.
He's got kids.
But
But Zisi got a vasectomy after he had 2 kids.
But I have
That's
two.
enough.
But here's the thing. I have 2 daughters and a stepson.
Never going to have another kid again because I
Get the
don't
vasectomy,
feel-
Let me
dude.
ask you a
You're in and
question.
out. I was on stage
No,
that
hold on.
night. I was on stage that night.
Let me ask you a question, though.
Easy peasy.
I've.
Reversible, right?
Totally. Not just 30%.
I have
reversal.
2 daughters. Jasmine has made it very clear to me she doesn't want any more children, but she said that I could have a son. I need my own son. So
You can't have a son. You only make girls.
I've got homeless pimp as your son.
I know. No, she. So he is saying the vasectomy is not really reversible because that's why she's jumping at the opportunity for me to get snipped.
It's like 70% reversible. The reality. So
And you have 0% of ever being with anyone else.
Ah, you just hit yourself in the nose. She tried to get attitude. She hit herself in the nose ring like an idiot.
it's or you can adopt a kid. Well, you want another son? Like what?
I just want a son. I mean,
fucking Italians. You guys suck.
well, okay. Well, let me ask you this: instead of having a son, then the only compromise I'll make is you have to pick which kid we make trans. Which one is it? Which one do we turn
Oh,
into a
that's
boy?
a real Sophie's choice.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the new age Sophie's choice.
Welcome to Sophia's choice.
Sophia's choice. We have to make one of them trans. Is it?
We have 3 kids in this house. I think that's enough.
We do. We have. I have 11-year-old stepson
They're
too.
gonna dominate. Oh no, they're not gonna dominate in volleyball because it's going the other way.
It's going the other way now.
They'll
Yeah.
never be able to compete in volleyball.
Never be able to compete in volleyball.
Won't even be able to play on the boys team at
No,
all.
I think I'm trying to think who would be. Well, I'll see when she gets a little older. No, she. Yeah, I know. Violet. He doesn't like you. So, all right. Thank you. Your time.
Yeah, you should get a vasectomy.
Your time here is done.
There's a little. All there is a little peanut on like the left side of one of your balls, just like a little scar. It's easy, dude.
Like you literally were out that day
I did it at 4. I was on stage at 9 o'clock.
with 0 pain.
Worry that Luis Gomez was gonna come by and fucking pop me in the nuts
Right, because he wanted to
because
do
we
it. So
did that anyway.
Yeah,
So then I was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
hey, that game's over for about a week.
yeah.
But yeah, a little dull pain. It felt for about a week. It felt like you had got hit in the nuts an hour ago.
Got it.
You know,
That's
a
it.
little bit like
But then it was over.
over.
So your colonoscopy when you posted that video of you trying to fart out the air was worse.
Oh yeah,
That was worse because I remember that.
Were you there that day?
I wasn't
Day?
there, but I remember seeing it online. I'll never forget. So I was
It
online.
was filled with air. You're like, I have to shit.
Yeah.
But you don't. You just have
Yeah.
air in your bowels.
Yeah, and it just got stuck. Yeah, I know. I got the
So
one.
sorry.
Now, I would love to finish up your
Oh,
rules
sorry, yeah,
for
well,
being
yeah.
canceled.
Oh,
So don't
okay.
answer.
Never respond. That's what me and Shane both said to Tony Hinchcliffe. Like, do not respond. There's no
Do not
reason.
respond,
You,
yeah.
You only. I'm thankful I didn't apologize anyway. I said I'm not sorry. This is just what I do. I'll do it again. Like,
Right.
it's retarded to be like, oh, you can make fun of Luke Perry dying,
Yeah.
but not this guy.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Right.
Those people are nuts. The way they went after the chick from Westworld.
Yeah.
The way they went after the chick.
What the chick from Westworld? What'd she do?
She goes, you know, Kobe Bryant was a great man and also probably a rapist, and both those things can be true. Death threats.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Well, that mostly. I mean, that one. I think the thing with the
That's
Kobe,
another one Rappaport went after her
Well,
hard.
I think with the Kobe tweet though, I think you probably tweeted out before you knew his daughter had died too.
The death threats came in before anybody knew his daughter was there.
That's what it came in immediately.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Tony Hinchcliffe got death threats on that. He said, Kobe passed. I don't believe that.
Yeah, something like that.
Death threats.
Death threats.
Yeah, those people, they treated him like a god, and that's exactly what I like
Now,
to go
Kobe stuff got way more negative stuff than the Amazing Racist, or does no one
after.
really?
I've gotten tons of Amazing Racist stuff. So when Amazing Racist got pulled off the DVD, the National Lampoon's DVD was on, and just put it on YouTube, every couple years someone new will find it. And they're like, what the fuck?
Right.
Death threats, whatever.
Do you believe?
This is the first one, the Kobe one, was the first one where they death threated other people.
Got it.
So they called the stand and called the girls there and was like, I'm going to fucking kill you. That was the crazy thing. When I told Rappaport, I'm like, dude, women were being threatened. And he's like, I don't care.
Right.
And I'm like, this tracks.
Right, the track. Yeah, I couldn't care.
Yeah.
So, because that's the thing. Like, you don't believe that? Like, do you now that you've been one through cancel culture? Like, do you believe it's real? Like,
Oh, for sure.
Like,
Shane's not on a job he got hired on.
but do you think? And
Yeah, my venues were threatened until I couldn't do a comedy special.
But you think like you just carry on like
No, you got to carry on. It's just a fact of life. It's like, what if you get a really bad cold right before you're going to do some big road gig?
right?
And you have to cancel it. It's like, it's not fair.
Right.
You got COVID right before your first time you're headlining the Wilbur. Remember that?
Yeah.
It was a big moment for you. It's a
Yes.
big. You got COVID
Yeah.
the day before, and now you can't do it. It's
Well,
not
I
fair.
still would have did it. I would have suppressed the
just
symptoms.
lied, yeah.
I would have actually. There's a couple of gigs I did where I'm pretty sure I had COVID.
Yeah, or your flight gets delayed, some shit like that. But it's like, it's not fair, but it's like, it's just a fact of life.
But do you
It's-
feel now that that's came and went? Do you feel now that like your career is fine, like it's at the same place it was before.
Oh, better than. So here's what I was gonna say. So I went right after that. I went skiing in Utah right before the season ended, right before COVID, and I was like, "Hey, let me call Wise Guys and like, can I do a show? I'm here. We do a show Wednesday."
Right.
He goes, "Okay." It's sold out in about an hour and a half.
Wow.
I've never sold out that fast. And then I realized, I'm like, the people who already didn't like me, double don't like me. Who cares? They're not ticket buyers.
Yeah.
So who cares if those people
Right.
super don't like me?
Right.
But the people who did like me, I'm now, or like comedy, I'm now the guy who does not have limits, who they can trust to go, Ari, do whatever you find funny, and we'll
Right.
support you.
So
in
your
that.
ticket sales are stronger. Now.
Now-
See, that's what I'm saying. It's an interesting thing.
Yeah.
With your experience, what do you think about Jussie Smollett? Because he kind of is getting canceled.
Well,
in a-
Jussie
He's being
Smollett.
arrested.
Yeah, well, that's
Not
the
quite
see, that's what I was
canceled.
gonna
He's being arrested
say.
for breaking the law.
That's I think the key difference between cancel culture, trial by Twitter, and this. Like Jussie Smollett actually was convicted of a crime.
Yeah.
But even when Jussie gets out, I think he served his time in our laws. He should
Yeah.
just be back in society then.
Yeah.
Like you did the thing. You're idiot for doing
Yeah.
it. Now you serve your time. Now what? He's got to pay for it the rest of his life
And
now.
honestly, even the thing he lied about, all it did was distract like police time.
Right.
It didn't really hurt anybody.
I think it cost
specifically.
$100 and something thousand.
Sure, whatever. In this abstract idea of tax money.
Yeah.
It's not actually coming out of anybody's pocket.
Right.
It's just like, oh, the cops are going to do this now.
Yeah, some politician-
Adrian has a joke about it, about how when they were looking for who's that white chick who died in the desert,
Oh yeah, what was her name? Gabby.
Guy Petito.
Yeah.
They found 8 or 9 other bodies.
Really?
And her joke is like, it's all, the other people who needed closure are super happy that she got
Yeah.
killed.
Yeah.
You know?
Adrian's the best.
Adrian's the
Now,
best.
did you see
Adrian's the
Jussie freak out in court? He started.
He did like a fucking he's still acting.
He's
Look
going
at
to
it.
jail. It doesn't matter. He's going to jail. Miss Pat was the best before it even came out that he was lying. Miss Pat's like, I don't believe that motherfucker.
Yeah.
I'm like, why? She goes, because why? They wearing a ski mask and a cap over that. That's bullshit. And it goes, who uses name brand bleach to go do a hate crime? It goes, that's bullshit. Something up. Something up.
And she said that before.
That's
That's
when everyone was still
hilarious.
like, you're a hero. I'm so sorry this happened to you.
That's
she was
hilarious.
like, nah.
Yo, shout out Miss Pat. I love
Shout out
Miss
Miss
Pat.
Pat.
I love what Norton said about this clip. He's like, this man's already acting for the movie about his life.
Oh
That's
my
what I'm
God.
saying.
He wants to play himself.
When I saw it, yeah, go ahead. Can we play it or we'll get ripped?
No, we're good.
I am not suicidal.
Not suicidal.
That's what I was about to say.
Okay.
I am not suicidal.
Okay.
I am not suicidal. I am innocent.
It's suicide.
And I am not suicidal.
God, he's
If I
such
did
a.
this, then it means that I stuck my fist in the fears of Black Americans in this country for over 400 years and the fears of the LGBTQ community. Your Honor, I respect you and I respect the jury, but I did not do this. And I am not suicidal. And if anything happens
Fucking
to me
actors.
when I go in there, I did
God,
not
such
do
the
it.
narcissism, right? It's like,
But,
shut up,
by
dude.
the way, this idea and that or to bring that energy is the same energy most people have on Twitter and Instagram when they're going after anybody.
Right.
They know they're being seen. They're not doing it face to face because of all the cancels they have. Amazing Racist, an old special, this, something else. It's been like 5 times. Never once. That Amazing Racist thing has been around for almost 20 years. Been getting death threats consistently. I was the first one to get consistent death threats.
Right.
Never once in person did anybody even go, hey, fuck you for that.
0 people.
0 ever.
That's insane.
So if you're alone, none of these emotions are real. It's just that you're online.
Oh,
You know?
God.
'Cause no one ever calls you like, hey, can I tell you why that was wrong?
What would be perfect for this episode is because this episode comes out tomorrow morning. 0, we clip that, and then he gets shot and killed on stage tonight.
That'd be great.
That'd be great because I mean, honestly, and then as many people would be upset about you, your mom, your family, whatever. It helped me get to the next level of
it
Patreon
would be great.
and
It would
my
be great.
kids.
You should hold it for like 2 days.
And then
like,
what-
I have Ari's last
And then
appearance.
in solidarity with you, I'd get a vasectomy then. That's what I do. That's how
I'm
it
gonna end all
goes.
life because of Ari's life
Yeah,
has ended.
I'm gonna ending my own life. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, dude, it
That's
is.
the funny thing. That's like people will do that just to get seen, and so it's like anyone who's mad at all is just like you're just trying to be. You wouldn't do this alone.
It's all showmanship.
It's all showmanship.
It's all showmanship, and it's all the level of narcissism that we've gotten, that
Thinking
even
you're
I
important.
suffer from. We all do from social media, likes, clicks, all that. Is you can't even the fact that people want to be president. You have to understand the level of ego that takes. You mean be like, I am your leader? You can't trust any of. There are no good presidents.
Right.
There are no good leaders. Right. It is impossible to want to say I want to lead millions of people. Look, I can save you and be a good guy or good woman. It's not possible. So I this whole thing is like, that's why I don't watch the news as much anymore. I've tried to make my life as small as possible, my crew as small as possible. I'm like, this is
get your friends.
These are my friends and family, and we have a good time.
You did pretty well. Even
this podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp Online Therapy. You know me, I talk a lot about mental health, hashtag Anxiety Tuesdays. BetterHelp has been something that's really changed everything for me. I like sitting down with the therapist at home. Everything's online. You know, they're trained counselors, and whatever it is, whether it's hitting the gym, making time for your haircut, or even trying therapy, you are your greatest asset. So invest the time and effort into yourself like you do for other people. And there's a lot of truth to that. A lot of people, they say a lot of, people who just go to the gym, they forget to stretch. Well, that's true. And also a lot of people, you take care of your body, you don't take care of your mind. And the healthier your mind is, the healthier your body is. Like when I see like a really fat, disgusting, out of shape person, AKA looking in the mirror, I know that their mind is not healthy. So, because really that's what your body is. It's just you're wearing your mind. The physical manifestation of your mind is what your body looks like. So I take care of your health, take care of your mental health, and it will help your physical health. And I'm really working on it, and BetterHelp is what I've been using. So, we all go through mental health struggles, especially with the way the world's been for the last couple of years, where things could be going. Like, we need to talk to somebody, and BetterHelp is the best. It is an online therapy that offers video, phone, and even live chat sessions with your therapist, so you don't have to see anyone on camera if you don't want to. It's much more affordable than in-person therapy, and you can be matched with a therapist in under 48 hours. Give it a try and see why over 2 million people have used BetterHelp Online Therapy. This podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp, and Chrissy CHAOS listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/chaos. That's BETTERHELP.com/chaos. Mud water, baby. You know me. I love mud. I love water. And the other thing I love is coffee. Well, mud water is a coffee alternative with 4 adaptogenic mushrooms and Ayurvedic herbs. I don't know how to say that. But with 1/7 the caffeine as a cup of coffee, you get the energy without the anxiety, jitters, or crash of coffee. There's a lot of products out there right now that are because we hear that coffee isn't the healthiest for you. And, you always get jittery. Sometimes you can't focus. There's a lot of coffee alternatives out there. And you're saying which one to try. Mudwater sent us some of their product. And I got to be honest with you. I do feel everything they're saying to be true. I have loads of energy. I mean, look, we're doing podcasts and then I'm doing comedy sets, and I have a cup of coffee in the morning, but I'm like, I don't want to keep drinking coffee all day. So I try this Mudwater alternative, and next thing you know, I have the sustainable energy, but I'm not jittery. I'm not like DMing everyone in my phone. I'm not like, I don't feel like I just did a round of crystal meth. I feel just alert, energetic, and ready for the day. And each ingredient for Mudwater was added for a purpose. Cocoa and chai for mood and a microdose of caffeine. Lion's mane for alertness. Cordyceps for help supporting physical performance. Turmeric for soreness. And cinnamon for antioxidants. And it tastes great too. I mean, I drink it with some almond milk, and I don't know. It just enhances everything. And Mudwater has even launched their new evening ritual, the Rest Blend, a non-caffeinated tea that promotes relaxation and rest, because the best morning rituals start the night before. So even if you just want to get it for that, I mean, everybody, especially nowadays, like you need a little help sleeping because we're attached to our phone and all the Blu-ray lights, like this Mudwater stuff. I haven't tried the Rest Blend, but I'm going to try it because a sleep aid. Sometimes it's necessary, and I don't want to take a pill. This looks good. So if you go to Mudwater, that's MUDWTR.com/chaos to support the show, use code chaos for $5 off. So that's MUDWTR.com/chaos. Use the code chaos, $5 off your order. Send me your Mudwater. I know.
So when you bring it up, I will get drawn into an occasional argument. Yeah. But I don't really care or know about it.
Yeah.
So can I just opt out and talk about sports or fun things? It's just like, they don't say, are you left or right? But they don't include the possibility that you're just neither.
Yeah.
I'm centrist.
Yeah. I literally, the very first time we debuted TT Jerry, who's a transgender Puerto Rican woman talking about prison and the struggle, I was wearing a Back the Blue t-shirt because I'm just on both sides.
Right.
I like the police and I support the criminals getting out of jail.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think criminals need to be treated better, but also so do the cops. You know, like so
everybody needs a hug.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like, but I feel like with comedy, like that's almost like the world. I guess I don't want to say I'm not doing. Look at that. See that? Yeah, baby. Too bad you can't get my mouth pregnant. Look at that. Yeah. That's whipping. I know, dude. I'm looking as a fucking general.
I actually did think of a question for you guys. I want to know what the gayest thing you ever cried at was.
Gayest thing ever cried. Gotta be.
But
gotta
better
be
questions at the end of the episode. Patreon.com/Christy Comedy. Get involved. Go. No, sorry.
Probably Titanic.
But you cried at Titanic?
I can't imagine I didn't. I was like 14.
Okay.
I had to cry.
Cried at Titanic.
Did I not? Did anyone not cry in Titanic?
I don't remember crying at
In the
Titanic because I was
theater?
jerking off to the sex scene. I remember
I was jerking off to the
getting
drowning.
I was jerking off to the old woman at the end.
Oh, she's so hot. I need it like
Rose.
that.
I want old Rose.
What a dumb fucking story. She held onto this fucking multi-million-dollar rock for you in case she happens to be over the ocean at that spot and be like, here, bro. How about just fucking throw a little gin out for him?
Yeah, so stupid. So stupid. I cried at that movie Rookie of the Year. You ever see Rookie of the Year? Thomas Ian Nichols. I cried at that movie because it's like so I love sports and so triumphant, and you know when he finally like wins, the Cubs win the World Series. It's such an unbelievable plot line. But when I met Thomas Ian Nichols on, you ever do that guy's show in
the
Chicago?
kid who had like a
the
weird thing in
weird
his
arm,
so he could like
like that show. I think it was called Man Cow in Chicago.
Oh, yeah.
Like Man Cow. He was like supposedly the Howard Stern of Chicago. I met Thomas E. Nichols. I got to an episode with him, and I told him that I was like, "Yo, the movie." Like, I just remember like crying at it as a kid. He's like, "Really?" He goes, "That was the dumbest movie I've ever done in my entire life." He goes, "And that movie actually ruined my acting career."
No
like
way.
dead serious.
He was a child, ruined his acting career. Fuck you.
I know. I was like, well, your acting, it sucked. But he was like, now he plays like music. But I remember him like going in. He was like, "Yeah, I hated that." I was like, "Yeah, but you got to be with Gary Busey. He went nuts now." He goes, "Yeah, he was nuts back then." And like he just didn't care. And I was like, "All right."
What else
like,
has he been in?
Nothing. He said because of
ruined
that.
his acting career. You're a child star. You're not supposed to have a second role.
Speaking of child stars, I know I've said this before in the podcast, but it was just wild, dude. We did a show, and I did a show and hosted a show on True TV called Backyard Bar Wars, which the lawsuit's supposedly getting better. We'll more later. Maybe we'll clip that and put that on the Patreon. Actually, if you want to hear about the lawsuit, go to patreon.com/Christy Comedy.
You know what? You should trade them. You should be like, hey, how about I tweet or Instagram? I have all these Instagram followers now. I'll post about 5 shows for you.
Yeah. That's what
When we call it even, I will help your ratings overall.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Just leave me alone.
Well, that's why today we have a call.
I like
My
that.
agent's getting involved now because he's like, yeah, they're suing you, but they're not seeing the bigger picture. I think you can still help them. So maybe I'll mention that to him on the
Something
call
like that.
today.
Or like, can I have one of your stars on as a guest?
Yeah,
Give me
something.
a list of 10. I'll choose 2.
I'll promote them. Yeah. Whatever. So maybe that because that's a lot of times when you go back and forth with these lawyers. Maybe it's just like a simple concession on our side. Be like, how about this? Why are you going towards you? They
Do you
immediately.
need me to say I'm sorry?
Yeah.
That I thought it'd be a more fun thing to do? I had to walk off a TBS show.
Why?
It became corny.
Interesting.
Around me, it became corny. The show was, I'll tell you, it was called Dicks of History.
Okay.
It was presented to me. It was a good idea.
You were the host.
They said, do you want to do this? And I was like, dude, this is exactly what I do. I take people. So it was like Gandhi. What's wrong with him? He's nice. He refused to be jailed with black people.
Right.
And like, what? Aren't your struggles similar? He goes, no, I'm not an animal. Those are animals. I'm not being in jail with one of them. That's Gandhi. Now, later in life, he was like, oh, I see the struggle is the same. So all these people, Helen Keller thought retarded people should be put down. Like,
not realizing that she was blind and
pretty
deaf.
much, yeah, it was a half tart. So anyway, I was like, this is a cool idea. This is actually what I do. I told them, I go online when somebody dies, everyone's like supporting them. I'll like try to like cut their legs out a little bit. Like, hey, fuck them. It's fun, you know?
Yeah.
To say like, not everybody's great. So it was a cool idea. I can like, let me go harsh with it. And then
You had signed the deal already to be part of the show.
yeah, pitched it. They're like, we like it. And then time went. Like, would you do some man on the street stuff? I'm like, now you're taking a 1 episode per day shoot to a 4 days per episode shoot.
Yeah,
Like, so it's like, okay, I'll do it if I can go harsh.
Right.
It's like a Bing Crosby thing. He used to beat his kids. I'm like, how about we like whip these children and their screams are in the sounds of I'm dreaming of a white Christmas. So like, you know? And so they're like, okay. I'm like, these are cool ideas. I have my friends writing, Dana O'Neill and David Taylor. I'm like, let's go harsh. and they go, nah, it's corny. They start doing those weird sketches, and like the production company that got involved, it was just like they kept like not taking my side of it. I'm like, guys, I don't want to do that. That seems lame.
Yeah.
This is a cool show. I'd rather just do stand-up.
Yeah.
And at some point, I go, hey, I don't want to do this anymore. I told All Things Comedy. I told all my writers. I told my manager, told my agent. And I was like, I don't want to do it. They're like, all right, call the guy. And then I called him, and he was like, what? We sold it. I'm like, yeah, I'm not interested. Like, well, what if... Because also I was like, I want to hire these 3 writers. Minimum, these 3 writers have to be. Like, what if we hire one of them? Like, no.
3 of them.
I just won't do it.
Yeah.
I've been very clear the whole way.
Right.
I compromise. Eventually, like, you have this like corny sketch about Uber. They called it Juber, and they wanted to like, it was just all corny. And I'm like, dude, I don't want to do a corny thing. I want to do a harsh thing, which we had planned. And I'm like, I want to walk away. And the guy's like, what? It's sold.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, but I don't want the money this way. I have enough money. I
Yeah.
don't want way more money than I had.
Right.
But I have enough.
Yeah.
So I'm like, no, I'm done. And he was like, well, what if we do this? I'm like, it's too late. You were lying to me left and right.
Right.
I don't trust that you'll support me later.
Right.
And stick up for me. I don't. You lied to me over and over again. So we had all these notes. He didn't even read them. And it was like, oh, I'm out. So All Things Comedy got mad at me, and they got mad at me. But I'm like, guys, no, you're not going
Did
to
you get
force...
sued though at any point or no?
Not sued, but I got dropped by my podcast network.
Yeah. Oh, that's the reason why they dropped off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that and another thing, but that's like stuff they pointed to. But it was like, it was just like, no, I don't have any interest in you're not going to lock me in for 4 years, 7 years on a thing. It's no way. No, it's bad.
Yeah, I
You
learned.
don't wanna do that
I'm
thing.
learning about. It's not, and again, this is not even about like the examples are through TV entertainment, but just like life stuff. It's like you really don't ever have to do anything you don't
Get a
want
divorce.
to do.
You don't think divorce is a real thing? It's the same shit. Like,
Yeah,
hey,
just-
I'm not enjoying this.
Like, and not everything in life is about money. Like, not everything is dollars and cents. Like, so we got this thing in our head sometimes where we chase it. It's like, you probably even if you write out there right now, like, I don't have enough money, you actually probably do. If you're like,
You do.
got your rent paid and you're eating, like, you probably do.
you heard the $88,000 thing?
Which one?
$88,000?
No, what's that?
Your happiness goes up with money up until you make $88,000 a year. After $88,000, your happiness no longer goes up. Meaning, when you got your first new car, I don't know if you ever had one. Have you?
Yeah.
The joy you got, I have a new car, is the same joy you would get if that car is a Maserati or a Honda. You have a new car.
My first new car, I'll never forget, was a Toyota Camry, and it was
Great.
$16,000.
and you're like, oh my God,
I
I've done
couldn't
it.
believe it. I got it. Yeah.
10 years later, when you buy a brand new Tesla, it's the same, you're still happy, but it's the same level of happiness. Even though Tesla's a far better car, it's the same level of happiness.
Yeah.
You know? So after $88,000, and I might have gone up over inflation, your happiness doesn't increase with the extra money. Your joy does. You have a pool, you don't have a pool, but like, you know what I mean? Like, just eating out with your friends is fine.
Yeah.
But going to a bomb nightclub for more money doesn't help you. It's just being out with your friends.
Well, it's interesting. Like, it's interesting you say that, because I've been even thinking about, like, what me and Pimp and what we've done with the podcast and what we're doing, and it's like, there's all these things from an agent, like, oh, you got to go to TV, you got to do more, and I sit here and I say to myself, I feel like I make enough money where my family has what they want. I get to, what's more important than money? I almost miss nothing in my daughter's life. Like, I'm here all the time.
So then you would miss it if you're doing all these crazy things.
And I'm like,
I asked Bert once. I was like, do you ever miss the days when you would get enough beer, like scrounge together quarters from the fucking sofa with your frat guy friends, and get a 24-pack and just drink on a lawn?
Yeah.
He goes, yeah, that was way better than fucking nice linens on a table,
right?
And drinking at a cocktail party with those were better
Was this
times.
before or after you spiked his drink, though?
This was after I spiked drink, but he was talking about times before.
Got it. So yeah, but that's a good point, because sometimes, like, like, I'll look at some of our peers and whatever works best for them, I say, but like, even this heavy road schedule, it's like, for what? What is the point of it?
Now, some guys want to be away from their home. They like being on the road.
Yeah.
Tom Rhodes specifically liked being gone. Now he doesn't, so he switched. So, like, what's your God that you worship? So some people worship money. That's their God. Some people worship celebrity. That's their God.
Mine is time in New York. I love being in home.
Yeah.
New
and
York.
there's a time you didn't. There's a time you were like, God, I wish I could be on the road. And now you got fucking kids.
Yeah, I don't want.
Sperm grew up, and like you got
look at
shit.
that. And so I'm taking care of somebody else's sperm.
Yeah.
Like, I got a stepson. It's like this whole thing, and it's like I think about that even like his life. My mother said something to me once, and it was like I don't even think she realized the impact of it, but I heard it and like felt it. My mother worked in a job as an HR manager for 30 years, every day taking the train like a pack rat from where we lived in Queens to the World Trade Center every day, like summer times, fucking sweating her ass off, cold, whatever. That she retired, like it was, she was like contemplating, going over and over and over. Should I retire? Should I not? Should I retire? Should I not? She retired. The next, I was at the house that night, and I called her in the morning, and I was like, how's the first day of retirement feel? She goes, I should have done this 25 years ago. She goes, I really feel, she goes, I feel like I literally wasted 25 years of my life. And I was like, wow.
Isn't it amazing? And she knew. You ever do a thing?
Immediately, she was like, if I would have done this 25 years ago, all I had to do was make one call that she was thinking about for 25 years, and then she did it, and she was like, why didn't I? And
but at least she did it now. You ever have a show, like some bar show, and you're like, fuck, I could commit, I can't go, I have this other thing. And then you make a decision, either I'm going to go or I'm not. And if you go, hey, man, I'm sorry, I got to cancel. Or leave them a mess, and then you just get this feeling of relief, and you're like, well, that was definitely the right decision. I can feel myself going like, oh,
yeah,
great.
I know. And then sometimes your mind tricks you and plays tricks on you, like, oh, maybe you should have, maybe you shouldn't have. But it's like,
and agents and managers will be like, this is important.
No,
so
you trust your gut. I feel like over the last maybe 2 years of my life, maybe pandemic, I've like connected a little bit with my gut, maybe through the use of athletic greens. Promo code CHAOS, athleticgreens.com. Good for your gut health. But more mainly,
I need that. I shit blood too much.
Athletic Greens is seriously your choice. And also mud water. Try that. Coffee alternative. And so, promo code CHAOS.
If you're shitting blood, trust Athletic Greens to turn your stool soft and brown.
But I've connected a little bit with the gut, because a lot of like ancient people were all about, like, we now, science doesn't talk about the gut mind thing, but like that's all ancients, Egyptians, was all about the gut. It was all about your stomach health is what your mind is. Yeah, I know. So I think like I now trust that. I'm like, hey, I'll make the decisions that I want to make and then live and die by my own choice. Because dude, the thing that I still to this day keeps me up at night is when I had a CBS sitcom, which at that point I thought that was make or break, whatever. And now I realize like it just gave way to the podcast and it helped my career by that not happening. But you don't realize that in the moment. But what I was sick to my fucking stomach about and still get upset about is I basically sold the rights to my life to CBS and then let them make a completely different pilot than what I wanted, because I said, I don't know anything, even though my comedy I trust you, you're the experts. And then my shit was ruined.
That's Fresh Off the Boat. That guy was the guy who wrote the book from Fresh Off the Boat.
Oh, well, that Asian series, right? Asian American series.
He's like a respected writer.
Okay.
And then sold it to them, and they got super mad how they did it. But people are like, what'd you expect, man? It's ABC.
Yeah.
It's a regular network. You can't sell your stuff and expect them to make it a hardcore thing like what you wrote. You're a novelist.
Yeah.
And they're a network.
Yeah.
TBS, Netflix, FX, they will all fuck it up. But definitely a network would fuck it up.
Yeah.
You know, and it's
you
like,
have less of a chance of FX fucking up, but they still probably
will in some way. They can't do it justice. First of all, nothing off the page can do it justice.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, a movie couldn't do it quite justice.
Right.
But like only Godfather's the only one that does it like better than the book.
Right, right.
Maybe Sleepers also. But like
great movie, Sleepers.
Great movie. But like yeah, it's like they're gonna fuck it up. I'm sorry. It does suck though. It does suck.
It does. Yeah. It's
so
just,
they bought the rights to your fucking some stuff.
They bought my CBS, and then me and Pimp have shown it on the podcast on my YouTube at youtube.com/Christy Comedy. Like and subscribe. Special April 6th. You did, but it's up there. One of the first videos is my pilot, and it's like, dude, they have me in cargo pants, and it's just like, and the whole
like, there's Italians. You're like, ugh, you guys.
And they said because we need people in Iowa to relate to you, and so they put me in a blue and yellow sweatshirt because they said this is Michigan Wolverines.
They're
colors.
Morons.
I was like, what?
Who's the chick who used to comedy? Who used to date Monroe, I think. White chick, and she did a lot of stage time in like New Orleans. She wasn't from there.
I don't know.
Anyway, she said she had a sitcom, I think at FX, something like that. And she goes, "We want your ex-boyfriend character to be like your best friend."
Right.
And she's like, "That doesn't exist in nature.
Yeah.
That's never. No one's ever best friends with their ex." She goes, "It's cool." And you realize that's their dumb version of. Do everything on your own. And
then they get so woke, like even with Jasmine character, they get so woke that they actually wind up offending the people trying to offend. I had some white executive. My Jasmine's story is she had a child when I met her, 4-year-old, She got pregnant with my child, Delilah, my oldest girl, on the first date. That was the story. They go, we think that's a bad look for women that she's like sleeping around. So we're going to make it that they're both your kids. And then when I told
Sex positive.
Right. When I told Jasmine that, she goes, how dare they say that?
She
was like, I'm a bad person because I had sex, like whatever. And she was like, and I was like, yeah, like, and then by the time and they, all these things are like, oh, we think it's bad. Like we need the woman to be in the dominant position. It's like what are you doing here? But then you find out that the person making this creative decision was in the accounting department 5 years ago.
Right.
They're not creative.
They're also beholden to any sort of outrage that might come. So these guys, a type of person that would fire Jeff Garland for making the joke, pretty much sitting in a fucking tighty whities all day on a shoot for 2 hours. He gets up and he goes, oh, my pussy's sore. And somebody
Hilarious.
goes, hey, that's offensive. Can you not say that? He goes, I'm going to keep saying I'm a comedian and I'm forced to sit in a fucking couch with my tighty whities for hours on end.
Yeah.
And then they were like, we fired him over that. And why? Because some executive can't side against some dumb fucking cunt going, this is offensive. It's like, you want to be like, shut the fuck up. You're way out of line. That's our star and he's doing nothing wrong. But they can't do that because then their Google, when they want to get a job at Fox next or at Ford next or anywhere else, they're going to Google them and go, oh, you sided against the victim?
Yeah.
So they're just like, I'll just bend over backwards. So like all these things, they just like, they take these awful sides. And then you see like, if there's a cop show from the 70s, set in the 70s, nobody would be able to do it correctly right now.
No. Because the shit that
it would
they
involve
say,
a lot of N-bombs.
Yeah, that's what it is.
And then, so you're saying, I'm going to do it fake.
Right.
If it's a network, so you have to do it on your own. That's why Gillian Keeves is a better sketch show than anything on TV.
It truly is. It truly is. Shane Gillis' special up there. Homeless Pimp directed it. So I think too, I mean, and that's why too, like, shit is fake. Like now in Russia, like in Kiev in Russia, I don't think that they're doing gender pronouns like that. That's out in Kiev right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that they're not doing that. They're just running to bomb shelters.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
That's the important stuff. So it's like, it's almost a sign when those things happen of things are too easy.
Well, that's the thing. That's why I think, like some of the news articles that were in the news before this Russia war started is like, they're not in the news anymore because it's like, you realize
seems ridiculous.
You're really going to talk? You're going to talk about, woke politics?
Well, that's why the people got mad at me for shitting on not any celebrity, but Kobe Bryant, that one.
Right.
But they're mad at me. And then like COVID broke out after that. And I was like, wait, you're still mad? Literally 100,000 people have died. And you're still mad about me disrespecting
about a tweet?
A dead dude who doesn't give a shit about you.
Yeah. It's so tough.
Now, I did want to ask you, do you believe in ghosts or any of that stuff?
Jewish ghosts, but not like other ones.
You never had like an experience on the road in any shitty
No,
hotel?
but the comic store they used to say was haunted, but I've seen too many comics plant those haunts.
Oh, really?
Oh, I've done it too. I've hidden in the back and just like knock over a chair in this dark room, have people like run out of there.
Interesting.
And they have their real ghost stories that you fucking...
Did you see there was a ghost show that went to the store and they pretended that they were talking to Brody?
No, it was a new ghost show.
Yeah, it was brutal.
We're talking to Brody Stevens?
Yeah.
Who was great, by the way.
Rest in peace. But I'm like, they were pretending to talk.
Because it's not true. They also always do the ghosts haunt the place that you want them to haunt. Like Kinnison, they're like, he's haunting the Comedy Store. And they're like, he only spent 7 years here. He spent way more time in his childhood home. Why is he not haunting his childhood home?
Yeah,
why is he not haunting the fucking street corner that he died on outside Vegas?
Yeah.
Why is he not dying in any of these places? Only the store where we know him?
Right. Nah. No, it's not doing it. Do you feel happy that you left LA and moved to New York?
Totally.
Yeah? Like not even about entertainment.
Well, you lived
like
in LA for a while.
Yeah, for 3 months, and I that was another thing. I just felt like no disrespect on LA. It was so far away from home. I wasn't happy there. So no matter what you get, you told me, hey, you're going to be the next Kevin Hart. I still would say, leave it over there. I'll come back to New York.
Bernie Mac would come in for meetings.
Where did Bernie Mac live?
Chicago. He goes, I like playing golf with Jordan.
Chicago, his whole career.
No, he lived there in LA for a little while, I think. Moved to Chicago and made his big name there. He goes, when I have a development deal meeting, I'll come in, I'll fly in, I'll do 2 days in LA, and I'll go back to Chicago.
Yeah.
Because I like it there.
Yeah, that's how you felt. Like you just got
so I was talking to Vaughn about this, where she's thinking of moving to LA. And I'm like, one, if you've been here anywhere you've been too long, you need a change.
Right.
Of some kind. So I was living in LA for 12 years. And it was like time to mix it up.
Yeah.
Also, I heard New York comics talking about the Boston or comics or like different, and I didn't know the references, different bookers, JR. And I'm like, who's JR?
So you got to know.
So I'm like, I need to be around. Same reason I went to Edinburgh. I'm like, how am I going to be a comic and not go to the biggest comedy festival in the world ever?
Do you think that it's worth it, Edinburgh, to go do it for a month?
I love it.
Right.
I love it. A lot of people do not love it.
I remember.
I love it. Sean Patton loves it. Kyle Kinane hated it. Che hated it.
Like they wanted to leave immediately.
Yeah.
You could do it without doing the month, though, right? Can't you just go there for like a week?
Nah.
But you got to do They're probably bringing it back this year, right? Now,
They are.
because
This is the first year
COVID.
back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
COVID.
I
Yeah.
was gonna go in 2020, but then no. And then this year, I'm like, I've missed too much in America to give
Yeah.
up all of August.
Yeah.
It's hard for that. What?
You've been all over the world. What's your least favorite place in the world?
Ooh,
It's a good question.
I mean,
'Cause you
LA
like-
is full of rotted people.
Right.
They have spoiled. They've gone bad.
Yeah. Yeah. It does feel like that in LA. The people, it's a little bit of like,
They're rotted.
Yeah.
And it's Hollywood, but Hollywood is the main industry there. When I moved to New York, I looked for an apartment. And they're like, "What do you do?" I'm like, "Listen, I'm a stand-up comedian, and I'm sure you've heard that a lot, but I'm actually successful. I have my own TV show. Like, don't hold that against me." And she goes, "No, I've been doing this job 20 years. I've never had a stand-up comedian apply." I'm
Yeah.
like, "Oh,
yeah.
really?"
In LA, it's, yeah.
Yeah, in LA there's tons. Every failed actor wants to be a stand-up.
Stand-up comic, yeah.
Yeah.
I know. I feel like now what's happening with stand-up too is like, you're seeing like a lot of people do it, and everybody
Because
has
it's popular.
Because it's popular. But I feel like the ones like we've done it before it was cool in a way. It's like I do believe that we'll just continue to rise, and like you put you or I up against some actor who's trying to do it. Maybe that actor even right now can sell more tickets because but
Right.
give it one round and it's over. You know what I mean?
That's something Rappaport said.
Really?
After I was telling him how old he was. And just like,
What he said?
I'm like, "Dude, your hits don't hurt me at all."
Yeah.
I like leaned in. I was like, "Give me another one." And he
Yeah.
did. And I was like, I shouldn't have done that. But like, but he goes, he's just like starts scrambling. He goes, "Well, I'm more successful than you." And I was like, "Oh, dude, you're so sad.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?"
Yeah, it doesn't. I know.
It's crazy. The egos are crazy.
He goes, "There's nuts out there."
Yeah.
Everybody's an actor. They're all rotted, spoiled people.
What do
I
you
know.
think of the TikTok kids? All living together and
Oh, those houses?
Yeah.
It's weird. You're building
Content
your
houses.
life. I mean, I see this with like even some of my friends. I'm like, "You're online too much. Like, we're all out having a good time, drinking or whatever, and like, let me film a video." It's like, get out of here.
I know. Even
Our normal lives aren't content for people.
You know what's funny? You say that. Even when I was in Nashville this weekend, because Theo Vaughn was there, Brendan Schaub, Jeff Dye. Where it's like, but I was like, there was part of me that's like, I should film this, and then I was like, who cares?
Right.
Who
Your natural
cares?
instinct is exactly.
I did it. And I'm happy to, because you know what, man? There's a couple of conversations I had with Theo that maybe wouldn't have happened if I was like that.
it wouldn't happen at all.
And I'm
or
like,
if you're worried that someone might be doing that, you can't be natural.
I'm like, you know what? So I just didn't do it, and I'm like, okay, so what?
wanna
I don't have a
insult
picture.
Eskimos, and I can't do it if people are fucking filming all the time.
Yes, it's Inuits, you piece of
Yeah.
shit. Where
Shit,
people.
cut that, dude. I don't need this shit.
Dude,
Please.
all right, so we've reached the end of the show. If you've stayed, you've reached it. So we got Patreon questions that you want
First
to
of all, right before you end, Chrissy CHAOS will be on my podcast on April 7th.
April
So
7th.
check out Ari Shaffir Skeptic Tank on YouTube, youtube.com/Ari Shaffir. Check it. If you love Chrissy,
Come to the
see
show.
I'll be promoting a special.
And Yankees opening day. You want to come?
Yes.
Okay.
Do they have a date yet?
Yeah, April 7th.
Yeah, that's a Tuesday.
That's Tuesday.
Yeah.
You want to come?
Yeah.
Okay, it's going to be me, you, Mike Berkowitz. Is that okay?
I barely know him. That's fine.
Okay, great.
Where are we going to sit? Way up?
No, way down.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know what we did one time? We got, I think, 15 tickets, bleachers, weekday day game.
Oh, my God.
$10 tickets. And we sat just sections. So it was like 4, 4, 4, 4 instead of
Yeah.
one long row.
Yeah.
And I mean, no one's up there. It's a weekday day game.
And it's hot.
It's so hot.
Yeah.
We had tassels on our nipples. Me and Norman are dancing. We were too close to a family, and we're like, no one's up there. Like, let's move way over. We're gonna offend them because we're screaming rape. You know. But dude, you're in the bleachers, just get drunk. Oh, it's the best.
And you had such a good time.
Such a good
Then
time.
you go to
good seats are also cool.
Yeah. But you can't act. Yeah. But
Every time I try to get Sal, I'm like, "Sal, come." He goes, "I can't sit up there."
No, fuck it. So why don't we? If we're not having a good time, and then we'll go back up.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, it's opening day,
Nobody
so-
minds you move up. Nobody stops you from getting the
No,
last
no.
row. Goes, "Sir, can I see your
Yeah,
tickets?"
I want to make my experience even worse. So go right ahead. Okay, here we go. So these are the people that wrote in at the Patreon, patreon.com/Christy Comedy. Ooh, Pimp's converting the meeting. He's been filming us in audio that we haven't even known. Okay, so here we go. This is from Super Spreader 69. Thank you for your support. Fuck, marry, kill. Ari.
Yeah.
Hitler, Putin, Kobe.
Hitler, Putin, fuck, marry, or kill. Okay, they're all dead. So the
Well, no, not Putin.
Putin's not dead.
Putin's alive.
I was gonna say I like.
Let's
I like the
assume
idea of
they're all
fucking-
alive.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because then the necrophilia is out.
Yeah.
As
Or
a
actually,
reason.
you know what? No, fuck it. Necrophilia's
Yeah.
in. Yeah.
So Putin and Kobe
Hitler,
and,
Putin, and Kobe.
Hitler and Kobe are top two for fucking because of that necrophilia. The married, you can't be married. You can't be Weekend at Bernie's with any of those guys. So fuck, marry, kill.
Hitler, Putin, Kobe.
You want to kill Hitler?
Okay.
I'd fuck Kobe. That would get people even madder.
Okay.
If they saw me filming me with his rotted fucking corpse. I'm like, this is your one-time MVP. Kill Hitler, because I'll go back in time and kill Hitler. And marry Putin because he's a winner. Because he's never really been stopped. He wins and wins and wins. And you can hate him if you want, but what he's doing in the Ukraine is unheralded.
There you go. Bang. Patreon.com/Chrissy Comedy. Okay. 2 more. We got Jesus. Jared Trujillo. I'm going to read it exactly how he wrote it. He goes, this is the exact question. He goes,
he might be one of my patrons, Jared Trujillo.
He might. He goes, why he looks so gay? Does he think he would made it through the Holocaust?
Why he looks so gay?
Why he looks so gay?
Does he?
That's the first part of the question.
I'm comfortable with my sexuality, I guess.
Okay, and then he said,
my shirt.
Does he think he would made it through the Holocaust?
If I was in America, yeah, I would have made it.
Yeah.
My dad made it. My grandfather made it.
Okay.
The rest of their family did not do so well.
But hey, you got a couple of winners.
The extended family was the percentages were very low.
Okay, last one. This is David Aragon. Why do you love beating the shit out of Bobby?
Oh, because he just fucking crumples. How wide do you have a shot here?
Not to. I have a medium.
Okay. So this is me. I'm on a like Bobby's here, right? And I punched him. And then as soon as I punched him, he just crumpled and just went to a ball.
Floor, yeah.
Just crumpled. You got it? Go wide. Can you get the floor? I got everything. So you punch me like slowly. Like, Bobby, I'm so much. Oh, no. And then like that, and then it's just perfect kicking place. So then he's down there, and then like, what? You're not even gonna fight back. You know, you've been in a fight.
Of course,
you want the fight.
Yeah.
And so I'm fucking kicking him in the face. And all credit to Bobby. All hail Bobby Lee. As soon as I was done kicking, they're like, Bobby, you're next. They're introducing you. He went on stage.
He went on stage.
Yeah, and his face is puffing up as he's on. And we both agreed. Now we're friends again, but we both agreed. It's like, gotta do your spot.
Gotta do your spot.
Gotta do your spot.
Gotta do your spot.
Yeah.
If you could do it after vasectomy, you could do it after getting kicked in the face.
Yeah.
I love it, dude. I love it, dude. All right. Well, hey, listen.
Good
that was
Patreon
it.
questions. That's what you do at their thing. You just take a few questions with the guests.
At the end, yeah.
That was only 10 minutes.
Easy.
That's enough for them?
Well,
you go crazy with the Patreon.
No, it's not the Patreon episode. The Patreon, we're gonna do a full.
Just a little bonus.
I'm gonna take edibles after this and do a Patreon episode.
Interesting.
Yeah, and then
you gotta wait like an hour.
We call it the Chris and Eddie Show. So we'll follow. Then we do the Chris and Eddie Show where I take an edible, aka an Eddie, and I get a little high.
Chris and Eddie,
and we do the show, and the people seem to like that on the Patreon.
Dude, you've really put a lot of work into your Patreon. It is a full show. On mine, I'll give you like 3 episodes a week of audio only. But you deserve what you're making out of it.
Thank you.
The fucking amount of work you put into it.
Yeah, we try to do like a full, kind of like what we were saying before and earlier in the show. It's like, why, we can do it. We are a production company.
It's us.
Like, it's us, man.
It's the best time. And people are still worried about, we've talked about it, still worried about these gatekeepers who are idiots.
Yeah.
Keeping our gates. We're like, we can just do it.
I'll just do it. And listen, it may get to a point where they somehow make this, you got to go through a gatekeeper. When that time comes, we'll adjust. But right now, we don't have to.
Well, I think what we have to be prepared for is the old gatekeepers coming to attack the new.
But how would they get us? What do you think?
I don't know. I'm just. Right. They're gonna get mad.
They'll do. YouTube could be a thing where they start going like standards and practices. They'll be like, well, we can't have you saying this or that, like pulling Trump off there.
Right.
Like, look, I don't even know what they said.
Yeah.
It worries me because I'm like, you're not supposed to be the arbiters of what's allowable or what's not.
Right.
Like,
but Patreon,
Patreon
is great because that's direct.
They've also taken a few people down. I'm prepared for it.
Right.
I'm writing it out until it happens.
Interesting.
And then like when it happens, it happens.
When it happens, and then we'll just readjust. So whatever it is, where can people see you? Where's your dates?
They're online. I'm in Chicago and Minneapolis, June 18th and 17th. I'm in this is coming out right now. I'm in with Bobby Kelly and Big J. We're doing a Midwestern tour. Detroit, Grand Rapids, and well, the other one's already sold out. But like, tickets at arishafir.com.
There it is,
I'm all over
arishafir.com.
Appleton and fucking whatever.
I love it, dude. And then you know me, christycomedy.com. This weekend, Seattle and Portland. Then we got Las Vegas and Indianapolis and Denver. christycomedy.com and youtube.com/christycomedy. Special April 6th.
Excited for you, dude.
April 6th. Thank
When's
you,
your
my
last
friend.
special?
My last special was January of 2019 on Size 38 Waist, Chris Comedy Central. Nobody saw it.
Nobody saw it.
Came out Friday at midnight. We should drop this one Friday at midnight and just see what happens.
You should, because now it won't matter.
Yeah.
They don't have to
it would actually help. Yeah, we got to figure out the time on when we're going to drop the special. We got to think about it.
2 p.m.
Why do you think 2 p.m.?
I don't know.
Fuck it.
People are around.
Yeah. Fuck it.
Whenever Segura publishes, yeah.
Yeah, whenever.
As soon as Segura publishes.
It's an hour and a half after that. So it's like, hey, here it is. Finish watching this, and then boom, it's up.
Boom, right away.
Yeah.
All right, love you guys. Thank you so much for all the support. Hopefully we're here next week if we don't get nuked.